Welcome friends to a new session on genomics and proteomics. In this session, we will discuss mapping populations. According to Mendel, the development of phenotypic characters is governed by hypothetical factors now called genes, and their alternative forms, which are known as alleles, segregate independently. Sutton and Boveri proposed the chromosomal theory of inheritance in 1902, soon after Mendel's findings in 1900. According to chromosomal theory of inheritance, the genes are located on chromosomes. Morgan provided the first evidence for chromosomal theory of inheritance in 1910. He demonstrated the inheritance pattern of white eye gene of Drosophila melanogaster located on the X chromosome. Morgan described the essential features of linkage between genes in 1911, and Sturtevant published the first linkage map of Drosophila melanogaster in the year 1913. In many species, morphological markers are used to construct linkage maps. These markers will space considerable distance between each other. Geneticists searched for more abundant markers and protein polymorphisms, and these were the first molecular variations used to generate linkage maps. But the environmental influence and limited number of polymorphisms were the major drawbacks, and these led to the development of DNA markers. RFLP, or restriction fragment length polymorphism, was the first molecular marker used in linkage mapping. Later, RFLP is replaced by PCR, or polymerase chain reaction based markers, and SNPs, that means the single nucleotide polymorphisms. The use of DNA markers allowed the construction of linkage maps of many plants and enabling the mapping of quantitative trait loci, or QTL. Construction of linkage maps requires a suitable marker system, an appropriate mapping population, and software for the proper analysis of the data. Mapping populations. Population is used for mapping the genes is commonly called as mapping populations. In other words, population is suitable for the linkage mapping of genetic markers is called mapping populations. Mapping population usually obtained from control cross or crossing of two or more genetically diverse lines. Mapping populations are usually used for determining the distance between pairs of loci or genes and to map them specific locations in the genome. They also help in the identification of the molecular markers linked to the genes or loci of interest. Such markers can be used for the marker assisted selection, or MAS, for the genes of interest. Thus, mapping populations serve as the basic tool for the identification of the QTLs and its effects. First step for the production of mapping population is the selection of parents. The parents used for developing of mapping population must differ in their DNA sequence and phenotypic levels at maximum extent. The variation in the DNA sequence level is essential to find the polymorphic molecular marker. Types of mapping populations. There are basically two types of mapping populations: primary mapping populations and secondary mapping populations. Primary mapping populations are created by hybridization between two homozygous lines. On the other hand, secondary mapping populations are developed by crossing two lines or individuals selected from a mapping population. The primary mapping populations are of the following different types: F2, F2 derived F3 or F2:3, backcross inbred lines, doubled haploids, recombinant inbred lines, near isogenic lines, chromosomal segment substitution lines, immortalized F2, advanced intercross lines, recurrent selection backcross populations, and interconnected populations. The characteristic features, merits, and demerits of each of these populations are briefly presented below. The first one is F2 population. F2 population is developed by selfing or intermating for cross-pollinated species among F1 individuals in segregating populations generated by crossing the selected parents. These F1 individuals are developed by crossing two parents that show significant polymorphism for whichever type of loci you are going to score. F2 individuals are products of single meiotic cycle and the ratio expected for dominant marker is 3:1 and for codominant marker is 1:2:1. For F2 population mapping, a fertile progeny is required from a crossing of genetically distant parents. The progeny of such a cross is called the F1 generation. If the parental lines are true homozygotes, all individuals of the F1 generation will have the same genotype and have a similar phenotype. This is the content of Mendel's law of uniformity. An individual F1 plant is then self-pollinated to produce an F2 population that segregates for the traits different between the parents. F2 populations are the outcome of meiosis during which the genetic material is recombined. The expected segregation ratio for each codominant marker is 1:2:1. That means homozygous like P1 is to heterozygous is to homozygous like P2. It is a disadvantage that F2 populations cannot be easily preserved because F2 plants are frequently not immortal and F3 plants that result from their self-cross are genetically not identical. The merits of F2 populations includes the best population for preliminary mapping, requires less time for development and can be developed with minimum efforts when compared to other populations. The demerits includes the linkage established using F2 population is based on one cycle of meiosis. F2 populations are of limited use for fine mapping. Quantitative traits cannot be precisely mapped using F2 population as each individual is genetically different and cannot be evaluated in replicated trials over locations and years, and it is not a long-term population, impossible to construct exact replica or increase seed amount. Next is F2 derived F3 population. F2:3 population is obtained by selfing the F2 individuals for a single generation. This population is suitable for specific situations like mapping, quantitative traits and recessive genes. The F2:3 family can be used for reconstituting the genotype of respective F2 plants if needed by pooling the DNA from plants in the family. The demerit of F2:3 population is like the F2 population, it is not immortal. The third one is backcross or BC. Backcross populations are developed by crossing the F1 with one of the two parents used in the initial cross. To analyze specific DNA fragments derived from parent A in the background of parent B, a hybrid F1 plant is backcrossed to parent B. In this situation, parent A is the donor of DNA fragments and parent B is the recipient. The latter is called the recurrent parent. Two goals are achieved during this process. Unlinked donor fragments are separated by segregation and the linked donor fragments are minimized due to recombination with the recurrent parent. To reduce the number and size of donor fragments, backcrossing is repeated and as a result, so-called advanced backcross lines are generated. With each round of backcrossing, the proportion of the donor genome is reduced by 50%. Molecular markers help to monitor this process and to speed it up. Lines that are identical, with the exception of a single fragment comprising one to a few loci, are called nearly isogenic lines or NIL. The generation of NIL involves several generations of backcrossing assisted by marker selection. To fix the donor segments and to visualize traits that are caused by recessive genes, two additional rounds of cell fertilization are required at the end of backcrossing process. If two NILs differ in phenotypic performance, this is seen as the effect of the alleles carried by the introgress DNA fragment. Like an F2 population, the backcross populations require less time to be developed but are not immortal. However, the recombination information in case of backcrosses is based on only one parent, F1. The specific advantage of backcross population is that the populations can be further utilized for marker-assisted backcross breeding. Backcross breeding is an important strategy if a cultivar has to be introduced a single trait, for example, resistance. The next one is backcross inbred lines or BIL. Backcross inbred lines are developed by backcrossing the F1 from a cross between two homozygous lines to one of the parents and continued selfing with the BC1 F1 progeny to obtain homozygous lines. For example, a set of 98 cross inbred lines in rice by backcrossing the F1 from the cross Nippon bear japonica and Casalanth indica to Nippon bear and continued selfing of the BC1 F1 progeny to obtain BC1 F5 lines. A possible advantage of BLI may be the increased frequency of the alleles contributed by the parent used for backcrossing. Next is doubled haploids or DH. Chromosome doubling of a pollen culture derived haploid plants from F1 generate DHs. The suitability of double haploid progenies for mapping project has been demonstrated by Lefebvre and his co-workers in 1995 in pepper. DHs are also products of one meiotic cycle and hence comparable to F2 in terms of recombination information. The expected ratio for the marker is 1:1 irrespective of genetic nature of marker, whether dominant or codominant. The merit include DHs are permanent mapping population and hence can be replicated and evaluated over locations and years and maintained without any genotypic change, then useful for mapping both qualitative and quantitative characters and instant production of homozygous lines, thus saving time. The demerits include the recombination from the male side alone is accounted, so it involves in vitro techniques. Relatively more technical skills are required in comparison with the development of other mapping populations. Often suitable culturing methods or haploid production methods are not available for number of crops and different crops differ significantly for their tissue culture response. Further, pollen culture induced variability should be taken care of. The next is recombinant inbred lines or RIL. Recombinant inbred lines are developed by single seed selections from individual plants of an F2 population. Because of this procedure, these lines are also called F2 derived lines. Single seed descendant is repeated for several generations. At this point, all of the seed from an individual plant is bulked. For example, a F3:4 R1 population underwent single seed descent through the F3 generation and was bulked to develop the F4. This population of seed can be grown to obtain a large quantity of seed of each individual line. Importantly, each of the lines are fixed for many recombination events. The following table shows the R1 population level of inbreeding and percentage within line homozygosity at each locus. In case of F3:4, the percentage is 75%. F4:5, it is 87.5%. F5:6, it is 92.25%. F6:7, it is 96.875%. F7:8, it is 98.4375%, and finally F8:9, it is 99.21%. These lines have several uses. First, they can be used to derive a map because it essentially is an eternal F2 population with unlimited mapping possibilities. Additionally, these lines can be scored for morphological traits such as disease resistance or flower color, or quantitative traits such as yield or maturity. This morphological trait data can be compiled and those traits can be placed on the developing molecular map. These lines are especially powerful for analyzing quantitative traits because replicated trials can be analyzed using identical genetic material. The quantitative trait data can be used to determine if any molecular markers are closely associated with those traits. RILs also equalize marker types like DHs. The genetic segregation ratio for both dominant and codominant marker would be 1:1. RILs developed through brother-sister mating requires more time than those developed through selfing. The number of inbred lines required is twice in case they are developed through brother-sister mating compared to selfing, particularly when linkage is not very tight. The advantages of RILs are once homozygosity is achieved, RILs can be propagated indefinitely without further segregation. Since RILs are immortal population, they can be replicated over locations and years and therefore are immense value in mapping QTLs. RILs obtained after several cycles of meiosis are very useful in identifying tightly linked markers. RIL populations obtained by selfing have twice the amount of observed recombination between very closely linked markers as compared to population derived from a single cycle of meiosis. The demerits are it requires many seasons or generations to develop and is relatively difficult in crops with high inbreeding depression. The next is near isogenic lines or NIL. Near isogenic lines are generated either by repeated selfing or backcrossing the F1 plants to the recurrent parents. NILs developed through backcrossing are similar to recurrent parent but for the gene of interest, while NILs developed through selfing are similar in pair but for the gene of interest, however, differ a lot with respect to the recurrent parent. Expected segregation ratio of the markers is 1:1 irrespective of the nature of marker. The merits include like DHS and RILs. NILs are also immortal mapping population, suitable population for tagging the trait wherever such population is available, and NILs are quite useful in functional genomics. The demerits are it require many generations for development. Directly, it is useful for molecular tagging of the gene concerned but not for linkage mapping. Linkage drag is a potential problem in constructing NILs which has to be taken care of. Next is chromosomal segment substitution lines or CSSLs. Chromosome segment substitution lines represent a powerful method for precise quantitative trait loci, detection of complex agronomical traits in plants. CSSL are a series of inbred lines produced by crossing and backcrossing the donor and recipient parents by using marker assisted selection or MAS that finally contain the entire genome information of the donor parent. Each CSSL carries one or more donor chromosome segments in the genetic background of the recurrent parent, thereby eliminating genetic background noise and allowing the detection of QTL with additive minor effects that are always masked in F2 or RIL primary populations. In addition, development of CSSL by using MAS has provided a new breeding strategy for the improvement of cultivated species and allowing the introgression of novel genes of alleles from wild relatives. This strategy has been successfully applied in various crops. Furthermore, the use of these CSSLs has enabled the accurate identification of QTL that govern complex agronomic as well as allowed the detection of the interaction between QTL and multi-environments. The next is immortalized F2. The F2 generation of a cross between two either inbred or outbred lines is suitable for analyzing various QTL effects including imprinting effects because it contains all possible genotypes at a locus with two different alleles including two different homozygotes and two reciprocal heterozygotes. The outbred F2 design is most convenient for outbred species. The inbred F2 design is convenient for inbred species and also applicable to outbred species. In this design, the origins of alleles at informative marker loci possessing more than two alleles in the F2 generation can be traced back to the F1 parents and the founder grandparents. Therefore, it is suitable for genome-wide mapping of IQTLs. For complex traits, some quantitative trait loci or QTLs may also exhibit imprinting effects, that means show different genotypic values between reciprocal heterozygotes and hence are termed as imprinted QTLs or IQTLs. The parental origins of marker allele in the inbred F2 generation cannot be directly determined because the F1 parents are identical genetically. Nevertheless, based on the variation of recombination rate between different sexes, the parental origins of haplotypes can be distinguished and therefore IQTL mapping can be still performed. Next is the advanced intercross lines or AIL. An advanced intercross line can provide more accurate estimates of quantitative trait loci map location than conventional mapping populations. And AIL is produced by randomly and sequentially intercrossing a population that initially originated from a cross between two inbred lines or some variant thereof. This provides increasing probability of recombination between any two loci. Consequently, the genetic length of the entire genome is stretched, providing increased mapping resolution. Next is the recurrent selection backcross populations or RSB populations. Backcrossing is a well-known and long-established breeding scheme where a characteristic is introgressed from a donor parent into the genomic background of a recurrent parent. The characteristic could be a trait, a gene, or even an anonymous locus or chromosome segment. Backcrossing is also useful to dissect the genetic architecture of quantitative traits because it isolates a gene or chromosomal region in a different genetic background, that means the genetic background of the recurrent parent. In fact, it is one of the few reliable methods to validate the additive effect of quantitative trait locus or a candidate gene. In addition, backcrossing could be used prior to or in conjunction with QTL detection to increase the precision of QTL mapping. Selection in backcross programs is used to either improve the genetic value of plant and animal populations or fine map quantitative trait loci. Both cases are helpful in our understanding of the genetic basis of quantitative traits variation. In successive generations, progeny are selected for the characteristic of interest and then backcross to the recurrent parent. Backcross and introgression are useful for genetic improvement in breeding programs. The next is types of recurrent selection. There are 4 types of recurrent selection. The first one is symbol recurrent selection or SRS. A type of recurrent selection that does not include tester is referred as symbol recurrent selection or phenotypic recurrent selection. The second one is recurrent selection for general combining ability or RSGCA. A form of recurrent selection used to important the general combining ability of a population for a character and the heterozygous tester is referred as RSGCA. It is also known as half sub-recur selection. The third one is recurrent selection for specific combining ability or RSSCA. It was originally proposed by Hull in 1945, a form of recurrent selection that is used to improve the SCA of a population for a character by using homozygous tester is referred as RSSCA or recurrent selection for specific combining ability. It is also known as half side recurrent selection with homozygous tester. The fourth one is reciprocal recurrent selection or RRS. A form of recurrent selection used to improve both GCA and SCA of a population for a character using 2 heterozygous testers is known as RRS. It is also known as recurrent reciprocal half SIB selection. Interconnected populations. Interconnected populations can lead to an increase in heterozygosity, which is beneficial if recessive deleterious alleles are masked or if heterozygosity is of a general fitness advantage. Theory predicts heterosis in crosses between individuals from populations that are connected by some level of migration. Let us summarize the following discussion on mapping populations. An appropriate mapping population can facilitate the identification of functional loci. Primary mapping populations such as F2, backcross populations, recombinant inbred lines and double haploids have been widely used for genetic map construction and QTL or gene identification. However, several disadvantages of these population types such as the short-lived and temporary nature of F2 or BC1 and their bias toward QTL mapping of relatively large effect loci have seriously limited detailed genetic analysis such as QTL fine mapping and cloning. Advanced mapping populations, including chromosome segment substitution lines, recombinant chromosome substitution lines, introgression lines, backcross inbred lines and near isogenic lines, allow to achieve precise QTL identification. These mapping populations have been used for many species such as rice. Before we move to the next session, please try to answer the following questions. Write an overview on history of genomics. What defines a test cross and back cross? Discuss different types of mapping populations used for molecular mapping. Discuss the most common markers used today. Discuss the applications mapping populations.
Books for your reference are Introduction to Bioinformatics by Atwood and Parry Smith, Pearson Education. Bioinformatics, A Beginner's Guide by Jean Michael Claverie, John Wiley and Sons. Structural Bioinformatics by Philip E. Bourne and Hales Basing Ville. Essential Bioinformatics by Jin Xiong, Cambridge University Press. Bioinformatics, Sequence and Genome Analysis, Mount DW, Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory Press, New York. Bioinformatics by Baxivanius AD and Quilleti BFF, John Wiley and Sons.
Hope you have enjoyed the session. See you next time. Until then, bye.